Eighth graders, we're going to do example 2, and we're going to learn how to add polynomials together. This time, what's different about example 1 was they didn't really group with parentheses. They just had one long polynomial that had like terms in it. Now, with the grouping of the parentheses, we're adding separate polynomials together, so we have to be very intentional looking for like terms. That's really what our goal is, okay? So let's start with letter A. Letter A, here's our first polynomial, 2x squared minus x, and we're going to add to it this second polynomial, x squared plus 3x minus 1. Okay, we are looking for like terms, so we're going to start here in the left set of parentheses with the x squared. Now let's look over to the right side. In that right side set of parentheses, do you see an x squared term? I do too. We want to add those together. Do you see that in this particular example, we are doing addition of these two polynomials? Again, being specific, we're intentionally looking for like terms. Remember, a like term has the same variable and the same exponent on that variable. That's how we know if it's a like term or not. Okay, so we just found a set. We've got 2x squared plus x squared. Well, x squared has a coefficient of 1, so it's really 2x squared plus 1x squared. What's 2 plus 1? So that would be 3x squared. So we dealt with them. I usually cross them out to help me remember that I've already dealt with them. Okay, let's get to our next one. I've got negative x, and this is also an x. So I've got technically negative 1x plus 3x. Well, what's negative 1 plus 3? Positive 2. So remember, when you come up with your second term, it has to be separated by either an addition sign or a subtraction sign. So if the number's positive, like in this case, negative 1 plus 3 is 2, put a plus 2x. If it ended up being negative, put minus 2x. It's not negative, so we put plus 2x. Okay, well, we're done with those. Last but not least, I have no terms left in this first grouping. So, of course, my constant number is an understood 0. Okay, so I have 0 as my constant number. And 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. And there's my final answer right here. Okay? So, another way you could do it, just to kind of give you some ideas, is you could actually take each individual polynomial and stack them on top of each other. Put the like terms on top of each other and then add them up. So we've got 2x squared plus 1x squared is 3x squared. Negative 1 plus 3 is positive 2. 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. And you still get the same answer. So you can either work it horizontally as we did initially, or you can do it vertically and stack them up and do it that way. I'll leave that up to you. I don't really care. Whatever makes sense to you is perfectly fine with me. I need to erase. So you don't erase. I'm going to erase and create a little bit of space here. All right, I think I just write too big. So I think that's my biggest problem. All right, let's look at letter B. I've got negative 2ab, and that's also an AB term over here. So add them together. What's negative 2ab plus, remember we're adding, 2ab. Negative 2 plus 2. Oh yeah, that's 0. They just canceled each other out. I do not need to write 0ab, because anything times 0 is 0. Okay? So let's look at this next term. I have b. I don't see a b in the other term, so I'm just going to drop that down. Plus, I have an a here, and I don't have anything to add to that a, so I'm just going to drop it down. And they're not like terms, so I'm just going to leave it just as it is, and that will be fine. That works perfectly well. Now, if you did that vertically, what you would want to do is maybe do negative 2ab plus b, and then do 2ab, skip a space and put plus a. You don't want to put a and b on top of each other because they're not like terms. They cancel This is really b plus 0, which is itself, plus 0. 0 plus a is a. So either way, if you stacked it or you didn't, that's fine. It should be a plus b or b plus a. Okay, let's look at letter C. We've got 4b to the 5th plus 3b to the 5th. Well, what's 4 plus 3? 7b to the 5th. You got it. Okay. Now I've got, looks like I have another term here. That's the 5th term. That's kind of weird. But let's check it out. We've got what we could do. Let me go back for just a second. Won't take me much to erase that. What you could do is maybe if you see some like terms that need to be combined in one of the parentheses, go ahead and do that first. That might actually be a good idea. So this first term, those two are not like terms. The second one, yeah, we got some stuff we can clean up. So let's start here with 3b to the 5th and negative 7b to the 5th. What's 3 plus negative 7? Or 3 minus 7 is negative 4. Okay, so you can clean those up, kind of make them one term in that set of parentheses. And then let's look at these two right here. 6b plus b is 7b. Okay, that's great. Now that looks a little bit easier because now we can focus in on the b to the 5th terms. And we've got 4b to the 5th plus negative 4b to the 5th. Well, what's 4 plus negative 4? 0, that's right. So we don't have any b to the 5th anymore. They just cancel out. So I don't need to write 0b to the 5th. That's just 0. So now let's look at this one. 8b plus 7b. 8 and 7 is 15. And so there's your answer right there. I simplified it to 15b. Awesome job. Great job on that. Okay, so let's look at letter D. Like terms, looking for those. I don't see any like terms I need to consolidate in each individual parenthesis, so we're good there. We can go ahead and proceed as we did. I've got 20.2y squared and 1.7y squared. Just add them together. What's 20.2 and 1.7? Hopefully you said 21.9. That's great. Okay. I got a 6y, but that's the only one that's up there, so we'll just drop it down. It's positive, so put a plus sign there. And then we have some constant numbers here. What's 5 plus negative 8? You're right, negative 3. And there you go. That's as simplified as I can get there. So that is how you add polynomials together. You just got to stay organized, add up those like terms, and just mark them out. And that'll help you track the numbers you've dealt with and what you haven't dealt with, okay? So bring your questions to class if you have any. Thanks for listening.